Alright, welcome everyone. Tech here for another quick, well, hopefully not a quick, but another try at a Let's Play with Sword of the Stars 2, Lords of Winter. For some of you that have been on my channel before, you know that this is a game I bought pretty much at launch. I like the original game. I like this style of game, the kind of the 4X, like Armada 2526 is a game that I played quite a bit of. And you know, you can relate it to a lot of other games out there, but the original Sword of the Stars was a lot of fun. I really liked it. This is kind of the new version of it with dressed up graphics, but some changed mechanics for better or for worse. As you can see here on the loading screen, the graphics are pretty impressive. But I kind of had put this game on a back shelf and had not tried to do a Let's Play. Well, I take that back. I did try to do a Let's Play, but the game was so buggy, had so many things going wrong, things weren't labeled properly, game crashes, lockups, things like that, that I held off on it. So what I'm going to do now is there's been probably about 6 to 7 patches on the game since the last time I attempted a Let's Play on it. So I haven't really studied the patches. I don't really know exactly everything that they've changed. There may be some mechanics that have been redone or something that I'm not familiar with, so I'm not a total expert on this game by any means, and some things that I make reference to may or may not be things that changed. I don't know. So, but we're going to go ahead and start one off and see how it goes. So, and I'll kind of make comments as I go along as well on you know, things that I see that are different or that I think have been fixed or things like that. Probably what I'll do is I'm going to start off with a smaller game. Try to do maybe a can't really tell if they've added any maps. Maybe they might have, possibly. It's hard to tell. That one has a lot of stars on it for a 3-player map. I remember the Pillars one. This one's kind of a big straight line. Man, let's go with small disc. Which one is that? Okay, that's that one's not bad. That kind of reminds me of a map from the first game, actually, that I used to play a lot. Although this one has a lot more stars in the middle than that one ever had. Yeah, let's try that one. Random encounters. Take that down. I'll leave it at 5%, but alright. And how I do these videos, for those of you also not familiar with some of my stuff, is I'll probably record about 3 to 4 videos worth of footage here in this play session, and then kind of cut it up and release, you know, an episode a day or every other day or something to that effect. So we'll just kind of go from there. Let me try to... Okay, so the first question is who do I want to play as? And one thing I will say that they fixed since the last time I played this is it seems like they fixed some of the sound issues. I remember the sound used to cut out on all these menus and stuff, so hey, there's one thing they fixed. They've added more avatars, it looks like. Yeah, there definitely wasn't this many avatars previously. Let's see if, well, humans, one thing about humans, if you're not familiar with the game, humans, their travel system is you have certain routes from the planets that you inhabit or where you're at that you can travel. There's certain lanes that you can travel, so you're restricted to only go to those lanes. You can't just go anywhere you want, while Some of the other classes can go anywhere they want, but maybe they're slower. I know that there's also, and here's some of the classes you can see, there's some of the races. Like the Hivers, for instance. The Hivers are very slow traveling between planets, but they can set gates up that then offer instantaneous travel once they've set those up. So that's kind of one of their pluses. Tarkasians, I've played them some. They can kind of go wherever they want, but they just don't go really fast. I think I'm going to go with the Sol, and I don't know what the difference is between the Sol Force Immersion. I don't... Okay, there's an immersion version of every one of these. I don't know what that is. I don't remember that from before. So I'm just going to pick the regular one. And the Avatar... That totally looks like the guy from, what's his name, the Ghostbusters and whatnot. He's a producer and all now too, but I forget his name right now. I gotta go with this guy with the beard. That guy's pimping a nice beard. Alright, badge. Like I said, I don't want to waste too much time on some of this stuff. And let's go with the high five hand. There we go. Colors, we're definitely not going to be pink, so let's just go with kind of blue and black. That sounds good. Okay, and then these are the AI ones, which they have a Hiver, Tarkasian. Can you make them? I thought there was a way you could just make them, just pick random or something like that, but maybe not. Alright, let's just go with that. That appears to be a new loading screen I don't remember seeing before, but that could just be because I didn't really try to play that many times. But I do not remember that screen. Well, that's a good sign. The game loaded up pretty quick from the end of me making my selections and all. And I imagine the first video probably won't go for too far in here, but we'll see. Okay, this is my starting planet. Everything looks good on that. Looks like there's some other systems in the same place. Peck. What? Oh, it's got to change the name of that first planet. Alright, so you start off, the way I had the settings is I started off with 3 planets. And if we kind of look here, you can kind of see, well, that nebula here, whatever, geez. You can kind of see the layout here. So all these are different systems. And the one thing that's different on this game from the first Sword of the Stars is, and again, some of this I could be wrong on some of this stuff, and feel free to correct me in the comments if you want. But on the first Sword of the Stars, these were all just individual planets. In this game, they changed it to where they're systems and can have multiple planets within that system. So for instance, I'm hovering right here, and you can see if you look on that little box there, it looks like there's probably like 4 planets there within that system. Also, since I'm playing the humans, the Sol Force, again, for travel, you can see what I was talking about. See these blue lines here? That means I can only travel down those lanes to those planets. So I can't travel just out here to this planet because I feel like it. That's a limitation for this race. Some of the other races, I could do that. I could go from here and go straight to here if I wanted to. It would take a while. I know one thing that they hadn't fixed in the other patch was the travel times were pretty messed up. Okay, and see if I go to these 3 planets, you can look here. Looks like I have 2 planets on this one that are normal. Okay. This one has 1. Population. Okay. 400 million on that one. Roger that. So yeah, I'm just trying to get my bearings here a little bit. Okay, so it looks like I'm populated on 1 planet on each of these, and you can kind of tell from this little purple area right here. Like I said, I'm trying to kind of remember it here because I haven't played this game in, I don't know, a month or 2 since launch, so I'm trying to get reacclimated here. But the little purple area here I think is designating planets that I have, the purple circle that have populated. So like right here, I got this one populated, but not a couple here. And then here I have 1 populated. Now some of these normal ones in my systems can probably be populated. So like if I look at this one for instance, it's not bad. One thing on this game is if you look here when you're clicking on a planet, so like I see all these planets here that are in this system. So like when I click on Sparta Prime, which is the one that I have populated, you'll notice right here, this little line here for climate hazard, it's right in the middle on 0, which is good. That's where you want to be. If it's too much one way or the other, then you're going to have to do like some terraforming and different things to get the planet inhabitable by your people. So like if I click on this one here, it's at 209. So I mean that's not bad. That's not very far off. And that one's 308. But see if you look at one of these other, you know, there's not a good example here. Like here, this one. This one's at 710. You know, that would take a fair amount of effort to get it, you know, where you would want it. Let's look over here at this one. See, that's a 167. What was the best one we had here? 209. Yeah, so and that was okay. So this planet over here actually wouldn't be that bad. 167 is pretty good. It's a size 3, which is a little small. It's a little on the small side. 15,000 development cost. That's not bad. So anyway, let's look at some of our what fleets we had that we started with here. Okay, so it looks like we have 1 survey, 1 construction, 1 colonization. So we can send that colonization over here and go ahead and get a leg up on that, and then get one of our other ones out exploring. So let's just go ahead and do that so I can try to remember how we do all this stuff. So if I pick, in this game they definitely do things differently than the first one. They got some different mechanics going on. In the first game, you would do just about like any other 4X game, like Armada 2526, which you'll hear me refer to that game a fair amount because I played it quite a bit. But just like pretty much any other one, like Galactic Civilizations or any of the other ones, you would usually pick your ships, you know, that you wanted to explore a planet, and you would just send them. And then, you know, while they were there, you could check out the planet, see if it was inhabitable, then, you know, develop whatever you want to do. This game, they did something kind of weird. They made it where you actually select a mission on the planet or the system that you're wanting to go to, and then the ship goes there, does the mission, and then comes back. And it's really an awkward thing. I don't know if they've changed it. They probably haven't. We'll find out in a second. So what I want to do is in this system right here, this planet, Latyrus, there we go, Latyrus 2 is the one that I want to inhabit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this system, and I'm going to do colonize. We are going to pick a colonization fleet, confirm.
Shipping out, Director. We'll get this colony on its feet.
And there we go. So that should be set now. Okay, and so then on a side note, let's look here. This system looks like it has about 2 planets. That one doesn't have any. That one has like 4. Okay, so I want to go check this planet out over here first. So let's right click over here and do survey. Pick our survey fleet and hit confirm.
Yes, Director. We'll map the system.
And there we go. So we got those two guys going. Next what we need to do is we need to do our research real quick. We have a slight pause here. Okay, I actually had to pause the recording there for a second because it took a good 20 seconds or so at least to get into the research panels, but we're in here now. So anyway, here you can kind of see in the background, if I click around this, it's a big circle, and you can kind of go around and see all the different things that you can research. And you pretty much want to have something researching at all times. So let's see what we got. The thing that makes the game kind of unique is that you don't always have all the same things available every time you play. Okay, and that may be confusing the way I said that. So for instance, and I believe, let's look here. FTL administration. I believe the difference between the blue lines, okay, what the difference is here, okay, when you look at some of these, like for instance we're looking at UV lasers here or whatever, the green lines that are highlighted with the circles, that's stuff that you generally already have, okay, so I believe that's something that you already have. When you see the orange lines, that means that's something that you can research, that's available to you. Your guys are able to go research it. You just have to do the certain number of turns. So if I want heavy combat lasers, it's going to take me 13 turns to research it. I just click the research text that's right underneath it. Now stuff with blue lines, like this one or this one over here, you'll notice the button changes from research to study feasibility. And this is for neutron beams. So what study feasibility means is you're going to study and see if there's even a chance that you can get it. And a lot of times what will happen is you'll go and study feasibility on something sometimes, and it'll come back and say you have a 5% chance to be able to learn this. So basically it's kind of a time waster. So what you really need to do at the beginning of the game, at least for the first several things you're doing, is stick to the orange stuff that you can get. So like right here, I can get photonic torpedoes, but disruptors and fusion torpedoes are bad. I'm not going to be able to get those without wasting a lot of time. Also down here you can kind of see there's a little slider for savings and research. Usually early in the game you always want to slide way over to research because this will decrease the number of turns it takes. So like right there is the sweet spot. I want something with, is there any travel? Where's the travel? Broadband. Faster than light administration. Okay, that's all like communications stuff. Cruiser construction, combat drones. Okay, here we go. Node focusing, the refinement of the node ring technology that allows more efficient node line access resulting in higher speed jumps. Okay, so this is what we want. So then right here we have node pathfinding. Node pathfinding drive systems not only increase the strategic range of ships but improve the node jump calculations greatly, allowing ships to travel along node lines much faster. That's what I want. It's going to take 12 turns, so...
This project could be the big breakthrough you've been looking for.
So once I get that done, I'll be able to bounce around quicker. So that's good. And it'll show your research, this little spinning cube here. I believe like a circle starts filling in around it, and that's how you can tell how far along you are.